They don't go together. I'm trying to tell you guys something about, are you going to ask Joji, the sushi guy, just to have You know what I mean? It's a crowd. This has been finally refined over years of trial and error to perfect the craft.
But the prophet never said no when he was asked for something. Hero, you want to be great?
All right, this is what I'm going to do. But the good thing about reciting Dead Man Walking in this way is that sometimes with the voice, the language, it's just performance instead of the language. So it's good actually that I recite this way, so it can feature the language more. I'm a dead man walking, a mute man talking, a blind man watching my brothers die. And I've built our coffins much too often, and it gets so dark when our mothers cry. I know more than I want to, but not nearly enough. I thought I was writing for the love, but it just turned to be lust, and my trust in us was gullibility. The reality's just that. I'm not who I was, nor who I will be. But sometimes I feel me visiting, and I fill me with the lush scent of soul, the flavor of feeling, a rush of color. I think the pleasure may kill me. The pressure squeezes and spills me into the language of the unseen, the unthought, and the undreamed. And my heart begins to pump the thick, rich fluid of verse, searching for a simple word or phrase to fill the space between the wet nurse and the black hearse. And I know sometimes my words lack worth, lack depth, lack girth, lack the distance to travel from heaven to earth, or from mind to brain, or from soul to flesh. I hold my breath in a hollow hope that my hopes ain't hollow. It's just a message in a bottle, or a genie in a bottle, or a baby in a bottle, or a wino in his bottle. The symphony of me is stuck in staccato like a broken beat, breaking a vinyl into bits of blackness, spinning in circles. Come down, selector. Last night the DJ took my life and left the speakers empty and the speakers speechless, and the dancers still dancing or not. They don't see our music as musing, merely amusing amusement. How could they know in basement booths we balance the nexus between where the soul and the flesh is, where the science of intellect is? We rock genius like a necklace and drop jewels in gutters. If they fooled our mothers into thinking that they could raise sons in the darkness of night. But isn't the night always dark before the sun is raised? And when the sun is raised, doesn't he make the block hot? And the eyes squint, and the breasts sweat, and the trees grow, and the children play. The raised sun makes the pavement see wavy apparitions, the mirage of future. But I know I'm a dead man walking, a mute man talking, a blind man watching my brothers die. And I've built our coffins much too often, and it gets so dark when our mothers cry. So now I'm walking a thin line between love and hate, between words that are spoken and beats that break. There's a thin line between a bullet in the chamber and a bullet in the brain. I'm civilized, sane with a little savage in me. It's like a little savage in me. It's a lot of passion in me. And sometimes the soul rolls out of control without a glass of Henny. And some men are fine with being slaves just as long as master's friendly. And others spit fire at master till the Mac is empty. You don't need to pass a semi to see the assassin in me, but know that no soul is taken accidentally. The angel of death has an itinerary. It snatch you right out of your Bentley, right out of your Gucci jeans, and right out of your Fendi, right out of your dashiki, and right out of your Kenti. Allah has written his book and there's no erasing the pen's ink. So why do we ignore what God knows and rely on what men think? Which is boys in the back street trying to get in sync. My balance is off. Talent is lost. I've married my aunt, but she's barren, of course, and I can hear in her voice that we're nearing divorce. So, before I hear him get caught, I may have to kill my dreams and bury the corpse. I shed a tear for the loss. I feel like I'm bearing the cross, but my conception is so far from immaculate. For the most part, we a bunch of bastard kids. Our fathers are gone, caught in a cycle of sadomasochists because our lives are dead wrong. But resurrected like Lazarus because our mothers are strong. And our romance is about as romantic as the master's kiss, but we have got to move on. And our lives are about as painful as the master's whip, but we have got to move on. And I wish I could just sing for justice, but I know no such song. I know about Shahada, Salah, and Quran, jihad, martyrdom, and homemade bombs. And so they're going to say I'm wrong for talking about homemade bombs, but a leader of the free world can drop 8 bombs in napalm and got the nerve to ask, why do they hate us when they still got the blood on their palms?
Right.
Why they stay long and sing songs about freedom and justice all bloody day long? They claim to live right, but they've got to be dead wrong. And maybe just because I'm so young and headstrong, but right now I'm ready to run headlong into enemy fire with sight we desire death. I just got the same blood that pumps through a lion's chest. I come from a line of warriors that take off their iron vest and sheathe their swords and sprint to the thick of the mess. So I am begging them now, send me your best. There's only 2 possible outcomes. 1, I can send them to rest, or 2, they can send me to my Lord. I like the second one the best, but I will kill the killers and live and settle for less because I'm already a dead man walking, a mute man talking, a blind man watching my brothers die. But I won't build all coffins, and I will not take part in the death of my heart's kin. I'd rather die. Nothing. You can't worship the peace of God. In fact, the peace of God is facade. The secrets are to worship God, remember God, until you're seeing God. And then you're hearing, and you're seeing, and you're being God. And your hands, and your feet, and you're being God.
Love.
Human being God. Only if the human beings knew who the human beings are, my Lord. Got a soft spot for widows and killers, for orphans and oracles, for the saints and the sinners, for prophets and niggers. Every sword is a picture, every word is a sentence, every sign is a scripture. This world, this life is mostly lies and fitna. Everything in this world is cursed except for those who remember. So I opened the universe and wrote a poem in the center, a post-it note. You hold it close like your coat in the winter. This will make the sky blush and make outer space spasm. Take the head of the devil, turn his castle to a chasm. A 44 Magnum within my weirdolasm since before Adam and before Adams. ATOM, ADAM, before BC, ADAM, PM, Carpe Diem, THEM, worth D, worth them. Okay, alhamdulillah.
So what was that last part, man?
RPTM.
How do you know that? The brother looked like Haile Selassie. You gotta know. You're not kind of close. It had to be Haile Selassie that knew about that. I know Elijah Muhammad. What do you say? What do you say? Something about weird.